Yo guys, welcome to ShayanGaming. Today we're going to be talking about the new cool stealing ability champion Viego. And let's just quickly take our Lucian, one of my favorite champs, and use our nice combos that we have. Oh yeah. So I hope you enjoy. So let's start off with Viego's passive because that's by far the really coolest one. Okay, so if you deal damage to an enemy champion and that champion then dies within the next 3 seconds, basically a wraith will pop up like this that you can then attack. And then you take the enemy champion's form for 10 seconds. You have all their abilities, except for their ultimate, which I'll explain later. And you also get their items as well, as you can see here. Some other things to note during those 2 seconds are you get 10% movement speed when you've taken their form towards enemy champions. And also, the active items that the champion might have, you're not allowed to use them, and their trinkets are still yours and your summoner spells are still yours. So those things you still keep. So you might be wondering what happens if you take the form of a champion who has mana, even though you don't have any mana yourself. So right now Nidalee is level 2, so she'll have only 2 abilities. So if we take her form, we can see we only have Q and W, and our mana is 473. We have no cost with the Q, no cost with the W, but we do have a cooldown that we need to wait for. Note that even if the enemy champion uses energy as a resource, you still won't be paying any cost for it. It'll still be free to use. However, if the enemy champion that you possess does have a health cost, like Mondo or something, then you will still pay the health cost price. So based on the form of the shape-shifting champion that you possess, you'll have the basic abilities of that form specifically. So Nidalee's in a prowling form, and then you'll take that form and jump out of turret with her jump and save your life. If you possess it, you can see that you're basically healing up a bit. The health is based off the enemy's max health. So if, for example, you're in a team fight and there's 2 enemy champions that you kill and you're trying to figure out which one do you possess, then if you're very low on health and you need some healing, go for the one who's got higher max health so that you can heal more. But just note that you can always switch to the second champion that recently died as well, so even if you're currently possessing a champ, you can still take the other champ's form. And just know that you can take your time with taking the wraith. It is there for around 8 seconds, so if we kill him now, it's still there, it's still there, it's still there. We can fight other stuff, we can pretend, you know, we're angry at the wall, and then eventually we need to take it, obviously. So as I said earlier, when you're in the possessed form, you get a free ultimate. So let's talk about the ultimate now. When you do use the ultimate, any champion form that you may have taken will be discarded, but you will blink to a location. So let's just quickly show the blink first, what that looks like. It's like that, and you can do it over walls as well, which is nice. The location where you blink knocks back enemies except for the champion with the lowest health. So obviously there's only one champion now, so we're basically not going to be knocking them back. But you will deal a massive attack to that specific champion who is the lowest health. So it's a good way to kill an enemy champ who's low on health, because that single that single damage that you do to the lowest enemy champ will be % health damage. So if we use it now, that's quite a lot of damage. And then we take their form. Well, I've got cooldowns off, but basically we'd have it again. And as soon as we use it, as I said before, you will lose that form. This is what the knockback looks like in general. This auto attack to the lowest enemy champ also slows them and deals your on-hit effects fully. So his Q, which is Blade of the Ruined King, basically has the same passive ability as the actual Blade of the Ruined King. So the actual one has attack supply 10% enemy's current health physical damage, and yours is slightly weaker, which must make Viego very sad, at 6% current health physical damage. But note that after you use an ability on anything, your next auto attack will actually deal damage twice. So we just do a normal attack and then we do Q. Now you can see we did 2 damages, 2 auto attacks, and that actually restores health, 150% of the damage dealt, which is quite a lot. Let's just see it in action now. You know, we healed a little bit. And note that that second attack also deals more damage against jungle monsters, and healing is increased against jungle monsters. So here we go again, a little bit of healing. When you actually use the Q, it deals just normal physical damage in a line, and it doesn't decrease based off the distance. It's always the same damage, which is very nice. So you can see over here as well, doing 151 damage. And just so you know, the cast time of the Q increases with attack speed, so I've gone on and bought a lot of attack speed items, and it is pretty damn fast compared to what it was before. Let's just do that one more time. So just so you know, your passive for Blade of the Ruined King when you take a possessed form is still there, so you're still dealing % of current health physical damage when you attack. So just so you know, instead of doing flash and Q to get over here, so flash Q like that, you can do it slightly faster, visually at least, by doing Q and then flash like that. So once again, this is going to be flash and Q first, which is this, or you can do didn't want to attack him. Q and flash like this. Okay, I just noticed this looks absolutely insane. It's so weird. Some of the turrets are invincible when I turn on the setting, but some aren't. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. But wow, let's see how fast we can kill all of these with our Q and ult on no cooldown. Oh wow, this is gonna take a while. Okay, brand new, nice. His E is very cool, Harrowed Path. Just so you know, if you use it just when it doesn't hit a terrain, it'll just be an area here. But if you are fighting an enemy champion, they'll obviously be in this radius, so they will actually be able to see you. But you do get movement speed and bonus attack speed during it, so it's a great place to have any fights you're gonna have. Just so you know, it lasts for 8 seconds, which is quite a decent amount of time. You might be wondering, how far does this mist spread? It doesn't kind of go on forever, obviously. It goes on for 8 seconds, but that does reach a pretty damn cool area. I'm actually curious to see what it looks like if we do it like this, if it goes around the shop. Now, I don't know when you'd use this, maybe if you're getting destroyed, and that was actually a lot shorter. That was pretty strange, because that's definitely not 8 seconds. I think maybe the shop is causing a problem, but that's never really going to be how we use it, so that's fine. Can we cover this whole thing? I think we can. Don't know why I warded it, we can see it anyway. Yeah, so that's very nice areas to be camouflaged around. What about this one? We have a nice little circular play area here. How about over here? Can we cover the whole thing? Can we cover the whole thing? Yes, we can. Very nice. And the Baron Pit, let's see. How much kind of... Yeah, it's probably properly the whole area. Like in the middle here, there's no gap, which is nice. So the whole area, you can have a nice team fight if you're fighting for Baron. And if you want a turret dive, you can also use it on the turret. Wait, what happened to our cooldown? Okay, here we go. So you can create a nice zone for a turret dive before you come in. Or you could do it like this, which is easier to get to. For example, if you're in the bush here, you can eat a wall here. Because obviously if you want to hit the actual turret, you have to be in sight and they're going to know you're coming, so they might run away. Now this is much bigger. Let's see if we can cover all of this. Here we go. Okay. 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 Yes, we can. That is pretty damn awesome. Now what about here? I wonder if we can. This does seem a bit of a challenge, but we can. That's pretty awesome. There's going to be some really cool uses for this ability. Can't wait to see people using it. One big thing to note is that if you do any attacks or abilities, you will come out of the camouflage and lose your bonus movement speed. But as you can see, you rapidly go back into it. So if I use it, I'm camouflage. Let's activate that again. If I use my Q, I'm out of camouflage, but then I'm back very fast. But know that if you're somewhere like in the river and you want to recall, but you want to recall safely, you can use your back and still remain camouflaged. So, you know, it's a bit more safe way to back, because people have to guess where in this circle you are, if you are there in the first place. With your W, when you're charging it, your slow is instant, so we have 390, and then as soon as you charge it, it immediately drops down. And if you wait till the end of the cast time, the cooldown still is 8 seconds. It doesn't, for example, get less or anything, so you might as well use it. You can see there's like 1, 2, 3 of these things appearing here. Let's just show that again. So right now there's nothing, but then there's 1, 2, and these 3 misty balls over here. And then what happens at the end is you stun the first enemy hit on the end of this longer range that's growing. So bam, you've stunned them. And if we do it like this, it also hits the first enemy, so it doesn't prioritize a champion, which is kind of sad, but otherwise it might just be too OP. By the way, the dash is always the same distance, like you don't need to charge very long to increase the dash. And the dash cannot be used to cross terrain, which is very sad as well. And obviously if you're in a fight and you want to use your W, but you don't want to wait for the whole cast time, you can just smart cast it, and you'll get basically the shortest range that you can with the length of the mist being thrown. But yeah, that's the quickest way of getting someone to be stunned when you're in the middle of a fight. Another thing that you get with charging the W is obviously there's a greater range, but there's also a greater duration of stun. So I think the max is 1.25 seconds and the shortest is 0.25 seconds. So if you want to see what that looks like, if we just insta cast it, I mean the stun's already gone, that was super quick. And if we use a very long one, bam, much more time to deal damage and carry the game. And just so you know, you don't have to wait for the whole wind up time to get the max stun and max range. So as you can see, after about 1 second, you already got the max stun because you've got these 3 things around you saying that you've got the max stun and you're at the max range. So you can just wait exactly that much time and get the max stun. And your W also does reset your auto attack. So if we're auto attacking normally, I've taken off kind of attack speed items. That's how long it takes. And then as soon as we do that, we're auto attacking slightly faster than if we were waiting normally. You can't, for example, ult and then flash. You'll just end up exactly where you were, but you can obviously do it after your flash. So flash and then ult to get slightly more range. And if you want to increase the range of your W, you should flash first and then release the ability. So flash and then release, it goes to about there. But if we do ability and then flash, it just goes up to there. So once again, if you want to increase it, flash first and then release the W like that. In terms of using flash with your E, if you want to hit this wall, you have to flash first and then use the E like that. And then it will go around this area. So if you want to hit this wall, but you want to flash to the other side, then as normal, as you'd expect, you just E first and then flash, and then it will go around this wall. You might be wondering, do you get Veigar's stacks? He's got about 6 stacks right now. So let's find out what happens. I'm guessing you do. Yep, there you do. Can you get more stacks? You can get 7 stacks. I wonder if this actually adds on to Veigar's stacks himself. So let's see, we have 8 now. Let's see if this is Veigar, however you want to pronounce him. No, where are you? Okay, he still has 6 stacks. Okay, so that's good. We're not giving the enemy, help, which is what you'd hope. So in terms of jungling combos or jungling abilities to use, I'd probably start with Q because you do get bonus healing against jungle monsters and bonus damage for your Q against jungle monsters. So it's a nice way to kind of heal yourself while you're here. And obviously you have the second attack for when you're hitting something that you've recently dealt ability damage to. And obviously you have your passive Blade of Ruin King that deals extra damage every time you attack them. Now remember, with your E, because you're going to be attacking the jungle monsters, that means the camouflage and the movement speed's gone, but that doesn't really matter because you're just farming. But you do still get the 30% attack speed. So it kind of depends if you want 30% additional attack speed as you're fighting for 8 seconds, because this miss lasts here for 8 seconds. Or whether you want to use your W, where you can stun them for basically the 1.25, which is the max duration, because before you start a camp, for example, you can just fully charge your stun. But remember, if it's a camp with multiple enemies, you can only stun one of them, so you're going to want to stun the one that deals the most damage. So in terms of combos before your ultimate, your shortest cooldown is Q, and you kind of want to use your Q as often as possible because it's the quickest way to trigger your passive. And the passive I'm talking about is when after using an ability, your next attack deals damage twice. You obviously want to use that to maximize your DPS. But of course, you get 8 seconds of increased attack speed with your E, and that has the longest cooldown pre-ultimate. So you do want to, as soon as you're in the fight, use your E so that you have as much attack speed bonus during it. Because remember, once you're attacking and you're fighting, you don't have the camouflage or the movement speed. And your W is obviously used for either stunning in the middle of the fight, to just get a quick stun, or if you can, either hide in a bush and charge your W and then go like that and then fight them like that. Okay, the first combo I'm going to talk about is the one where you start with stunning them first, and this is useful for when you're, for example, in a bush and you have enough time to charge your W for the max duration stun. So what's going to happen is we're going to W them first, and then to slightly get to them quicker, because we're kind of in a bush and we're far away, we're going to E. And that will give us some bonus movement speed as we run towards them. But then obviously once we're there, that will go, and we'll just have bonus attack speed now to fight them, and we'll use our Q as often as we can to trigger the passive. So it will look like this. We W first, and then E, and then Q, fight, fight, fight. But remember, after we use our E, we do trigger the passive, so we can just do the auto attack with the E, and then the Q, and then the passive auto attack. So let's just show that again. We're going to W, and then E, double auto attack, Q, double auto attack. And honestly, because they're stunned, you probably don't really need the movement speed extra as well. So you can just use the stun, get the double auto attack, then do that, get the double auto attack, Q, double auto attack. And that's probably more efficient, I think, overall. And just adding the ultimate to this combo, you'd probably want to do it at the very end because it deals more damage on their missing health. So kind of when they're about like maybe there or something, use your ultimate, try to get the takedown on that, and then take their form and go wherever you need to go. But if you're in a team fight and there's multiple of them there, maybe you'll want to use your ultimate to knock the other person back and to just quickly burst this person down and take their form. But they're not knocked back that far and they can easily come back, so you could just save your ultimate as well as an escape. So if, for example, you are going into the fight and you don't think you're going to kill them on time to take their form, you can just use your ult to try to get out. Next combo is the chasing combo. So if someone's far away but they're near a wall, you'll want to use your E first so you can get the bonus speed, and then either stun them the quick way if you don't think you have enough time to charge the stun, and then just do the normal combos as before. So I think those are the main two combos based off whether you're going to start with W to get the stun if you're hiding somewhere, or your E if you want to chase someone. But if you're laning against someone and not jungling, then the easiest way to get to them probably is going to be using your E first, because there's a lot of minions in the way and your W might not hit, and you'd rather have your W to use like the instant cast, so that even though it's a smaller stun duration, it's better than nothing. So let's try to get our E there, and then we haven't got a W right now, but we can do that and dodge his Q. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this useful. Let me know if you liked it, and leave comments on any other combos you think I may have missed. And just so you know, on Saturdays at 8 PM UK time, I stream on Twitch. I'm an ADC main if you're interested in coming and chilling. But last time we had like League was completely broken down, so we played some other games like Valorant and Apex. But yeah, just in case you're interested in joining one day, it can even be for like 10 seconds or whatever, just so you know. Anyways, thank you all for watching and have a good day, and see you in the next one. Adios.